Okay, so pull up a chair because this one's long and I need you to actually sit with me through it because this isn't some campfire thing I heard from a friend of a friend. This happened to me, to my own two eyes. So let me set the scene properly first because you need to know these guys before anything else in this story makes sense. I work at a delivery lab, nothing exciting, just trucks, loading, routes, that kind of thing. And at that job, I had two best friends, Leo and Jay. Leo was the funny one. You know the type. Can't let a silence sit for more than 5 seconds without cracking a joke. Always got something to say. Kind of guy who lights up a room whether the room wants it or not. And then there was Jay. Jay was the complete opposite. Quiet. Like genuinely quiet. Not the brooding main character kind of quiet. Just a guy who didn't talk much, period. Even though the three of us were close, even though we spent hours a day together, it was rare, and I mean rare, to hear the guy actually talk. Like pulling teeth sometimes. And here's the thing that I didn't think much of at the time, but looking back, we knew almost nothing about him. Nothing. Every once in a while, when Jay was in a decent mood, Leo would try to dig a little. Where do you live, man? What's your deal? You got family? Just normal stuff you ask a friend. And every single time, the only thing Jay would ever give up, the only thing was that he lived with his mother and that he didn't know anything about his father. That's it. That's the entire file we had on this guy after who knows how long working together. Nothing else. No hometown stories, no exes, no, oh yeah, I used to do this as a kid. Nothing. Just mother, no father, full stop. And Leo, because Leo's Leo. Loved to tease him about being so closed off. Nothing cruel, just needling the way friends do. But I could tell, even if Jay never said it out loud, that it bothered him. He'd get this look, just for a second, and then it'd be gone, and he'd go back to being unreadable Jay. He never once told Leo to stop, never complained to me about it either. He just absorbed it. Alright, so that's the dynamic. Keep that in your head, because it matters later. Then one day, Jay doesn't show up to work. No call, no text, nothing, which, fine, people miss work. But then our boss pulls us aside and tells us Jay's mother passed away and he's going to be out for a few days, and instantly, both of us just feel this wave of guilt and sadness at the same time. Because this is Jay's whole world we're talking about. His mother was basically the only family detail we even had on the guy. And now she's gone. And we want to be there for him. We want to show up, bring food, just sit with him, whatever he needs. Except we don't know where he lives. Not the vaguest idea. No address, nothing. So we go ask our boss, thinking surely the guy who hired him has an address on file, right? And the boss checks, and all he's got is Jay's old village address. Not wherever he's actually living now. Nothing current. And I remember the boss just looking at the two of us and going, "You two are supposed to be his best friends. You should know this better than I do." And yeah, that stung a little because he was right. We were his best friends, and we didn't even know where he slept at night. So me and Leo, we take it upon ourselves. We start digging, asking around, piecing together whatever scraps we can find. And before we even set out, I remember stopping Leo and telling him straight up, "Look, when we get there, no jokes, no teasing. The man just lost his mother. This is not the moment for your bit." And to Leo's credit, he wasn't offended by that. He actually told me, dead serious for once, that he does love Jay. He just likes teasing him. He never meant to actually hurt him. I believed him. I still believe him, honestly. So we finally tracked down the address. Took way longer than it should have, honestly, like the guy had gone out of his way to be hard to find. We get there, and the house was wrong. I don't know how else to put it. Undyed walls, like it had never been finished, everything locked up tight, curtains drawn, no sign of life. If you'd told me it had been abandoned for 10 years, I would have believed you. We knock. Nothing. No footsteps, no lights flicking on, nothing. We wait a bit, knock again, still nothing. And after a few minutes of standing there in front of this dead-looking house, we start to give up. I actually turn to Leo and say, "Nobody's here, man. Let's go." And that's exactly when the door opens. Jay's standing there. And I swear to you, he looked like he hadn't seen daylight in a week. Pale, hollow around the eyes, just off. I ask him if he's okay, and the first thing out of his mouth isn't, "Yeah, I'm fine," or "Thanks for coming." It's, "How did you even find my address?" Not hostile exactly, but guarded, like we'd cracked a code we weren't supposed to crack. I told him, "Look, man, it wasn't easy. We worked for it. We wanted to see you." And he softens a little, says he actually did want to invite us over at some point. It's just, the place is a mess right now, not really guest ready. And before he can even finish that sentence, Leo just pushes right past him, walks straight into the house like he owns the place. Classic Leo, zero filter, zero sense of, hey, maybe read the room. And I watched Jay's face change in real time. He was pissed, genuinely pissed. I tried to smooth it over, told him, "Hey, we just came to check on you. That's the whole reason we're here. If you need anything, we're here for you." And Jay just looks at me and goes, "I'm good. I'd be better if I didn't have to look at Leo's face right now." And that's when it actually landed for me. This wasn't just, "Oh, my house is messy, embarrassing." He did not want us inside at all. So I go in after Leo, planning to just grab him and go. And Leo's standing there in the front room, completely silent. Which, if you knew Leo, you'd know how strange that is. The guy does not do silent. And I get it the second I step inside, because the whole place is dim, barely any light. And what light there is? It's red, like a red bulb or a filter or something, casting this low red glow over everything. Nobody's saying it out loud, but we're both thinking the exact same thing. What is this? I didn't ask. I just grabbed Leo by the arm and got us both out of there. Told Jay we'd let him rest. We were sorry for his loss. We'd see him whenever he was ready to come back. The second we're outside, Leo starts in, "Did you see that? Why is his house like that? That's so weird. What was..." And I just shut him down. Told him, "Drop it. Why'd you even barge into the guy's house like that? He just lost his mother. That was not the moment for your antics. None of this is funny right now." But, and I'll be honest with you, I couldn't stop thinking about it either. That red light, the dead quiet inside, it sat in the back of my head the entire walk home. I just kept telling myself, not my business, not my business. People grieve in weird ways. Drop it. So, next day, me and Leo show up to work, and there's Jay. Back already, sooner than we expected. And honestly, we were relieved, happy even, to see him up and moving. But something had shifted. He was quieter than before, and I didn't think that was even possible, but there it was. And of course, that just gives Leo more ammunition. He starts making little comments about Jay to other co-workers behind his back. Nothing I'd heard him do before, not like this. I tried to stop him, more than once, pulled him aside, told him to knock it off. This isn't the time, the guy's clearly struggling. Leo wouldn't listen. So eventually I go straight to Jay and ask him, "Does this bother you? Does it get to you, Leo, talking behind your back like that?" And Jay just shrugs it off, says he doesn't care. But I could see it. He looked off, distant. Something was sitting wrong with him and he wasn't saying it. Time passes. Days. Leo doesn't let up. And then, my boss calls me into his office. He needs a truckload of goods driven out to another area. Now, quick thing you need to understand about how things worked at this job. Only 2 people had driver's licenses, me and Jay. That's it. So normally, whoever's driving takes Leo along too, because Leo's strong, good for loading and unloading. But it was always one driver plus Leo. Never all 3 of us at once. Never Leo and Jay together without me buffering in the middle. And sitting there in my boss's office, I get this idea. What if this is the thing that fixes it? What if I take both of them on this run, force them into a truck together for a few hours, and whatever's been sitting sideways between them finally gets topped out? I asked my boss if I could bring both. He didn't push back. Fine by him. So now the only obstacle left is convincing the 2 of them. Leo, easy. Takes about 10 seconds. Doesn't even ask why, just says, "Sure, sounds fun, road trip." Jay. I was bracing myself. I genuinely walked over there fully expecting a wall. And sure enough, first word out of his mouth, no. Flat. Immediate. No room for negotiation, or so I thought. But then I explained why. I tell him, look, I want the two of you to sort this out. I think this trip could actually fix things, and I tell him where we're headed, and he just changes his mind right there, says, you want to fix things between us? Fine, I'm coming. And he smiles, and I need you to understand, it wasn't a normal smile. It wasn't relief or warmth or even sarcasm. It was just wrong, off in a way I couldn't name at the time, but I brushed it off. I was just glad he said yes. I wanted my two best friends to be okay with each other, and I wasn't about to overthink a smile. He does set one condition though. He wants to be the one driving. I ask him if he even knows the route. He says no, but he'll use the GPS to figure it out. Fine, I say, whatever gets us there. So the next day, we load up and we head out. 6 p.m. Evening light starting to go gold and then gray. And the second we're all in that cab together, it's dead quiet. Even Leo, which, again, never happens. I remember sitting there thinking, okay, this is going to be a long drive if nobody talks. So I start it. I bring up old memories, stuff from work, inside jokes, trying to warm the mood up a little. And it works. Leo takes the opening, starts cracking his usual jokes, and Jay's sitting there just smiling along, not saying much, but engaged at least. At one point, I turn around and just say it straight. Guys, seriously, whatever this thing is between you two, squash it tonight. I mean it, straight. And Jay looks at me and says, those problems don't even bother him. Says he loves Leo. Genuinely, calmly, like it's obvious. And Leo backs it up. Says, yeah, we're fine. You're the one imagining a problem here, Adam. And I remember feeling this wave of relief wash over me. Like, finally. Maybe this whole plan actually worked before we'd even arrived anywhere. Maybe I didn't even need to force this trip. Maybe they'd already sorted it between themselves and I was just the last to know. It's a long drive, long enough that eventually I doze off in my seat. Leo does too, not long after me. And then I wake up. Suddenly, no gradual thing, just eyes open, awake. I check the time, 11 p.m. And that's wrong, immediately wrong. We should have already arrived hours ago. I look out the window and the road. This isn't the road. I don't recognize any of it. No lights, no signs, nothing that matches the route we should have been on. I ask Jay, did you miss the turn? Did something happen? And he tells me, calm as anything, that everyone fell asleep and he didn't want to risk taking a route he wasn't confident on while it was just him awake, so he stuck to a road he already knew. Says not to worry, says we'll get there. Leo wakes up around this time too and has the exact same reaction I did. Confusion, that gut drop feeling of something being off. And right as the three of us are hashing this out, trying to figure out where the hell we actually are, the truck slams into a hole in the road, hard, and the front wheel just blows, explodes. We lurch, and the whole truck grinds to a stop at this awkward angle. Leo is furious. I mean furious. Wants to go at Jay right there in the cab because we could have died, genuinely could have flipped the truck, and it's Jay who took the wrong road in the first place. I'm trying to physically get between them, calm things down before it turns into something worse. Jay just says, no problem, I'll change the wheel. Calm, like none of this is a big deal. He goes around back to grab the spare and the tools, and he comes back, and he's the mad one now. Says he forgot the extra wheel, forgot the tools, left them behind. At this point, I could barely hold Leo back. He's losing it. And right in the middle of that chaos, Jay says, while you two were sleeping, I saw a village. Back that way. I'll walk to it alone, find some help. You two stay here, guard the truck, guard the goods. I didn't like that. At all. I didn't want him walking off alone into the dark on some road none of us recognized. But Leo, still furious, tells me, let him. It's his mess, his fault, let him fix it himself. So Jay leaves, walking back the way we'd apparently come from, disappearing into the dark. We wait. 1 hour, 2 hours, he does not come back. And Leo, who's had time to stew, starts saying we should go look for someone ourselves, that Jay's not coming back, that he ditched us, that this was probably the plan the whole time. I don't want to believe that, but I also don't have a better theory. I tell Leo, no, we can't just leave. What if Jay comes back and we're not here, and we've got the only keys to the truck on us? We need to stay put. And then I see lights. In the distance, looks like a village, which stops me cold for a second because we hadn't passed anything like that on the way in. No lights, no houses, nothing, just road. And now, suddenly, there it is. Me and Leo start walking toward it anyway, because what other option do we have? And out of absolutely nowhere, an old man is standing in front of us, just there. No footsteps, no warning, nothing. I greet him, the normal polite thing you do, and he looks at me, dead in the eyes, and says, "Leave your friend and run." I don't even have time to process that sentence before Leo just attacks him. Starts hitting the man with stones out of nowhere, completely unprovoked as far as I could tell. I'm screaming at him to stop. What is wrong with you? Why would you do that to this old man? And Leo, mid-swing, tells me, if I don't, the dog's going to attack us. What dog? And right then, the old man is gone, not walked away. Not right then, the old man is gone, not walked away, not ran, vanished like he was never standing there at all. Leo swears up and down he saw a dog, snarling, ready to lunge. I saw an old man, a person, two of us, standing in the exact same spot, looking at the exact same thing, and we saw two completely different creatures. I still don't know which one of us was right. Maybe neither of us was. We keep walking, because what else do you do at that point? We reach the village, knock on the first door, nothing, silence. And then, off in the dark, past the edge of where the light reaches, I see something watching us. I couldn't make out a shape, a body, anything. Just eyes, low to the ground, just watching. I told myself it was a dog. I needed it to be a dog. I tell Leo, that's it, nobody's here, we need to go. He ignores me, keeps knocking on this door, and then the door just opens, which should not have happened because it had been locked. I heard it locked. You don't get a locked door swinging open on its own. I tell him, stop, don't go in there. This isn't right. Something about this whole night is wrong. And he just ignores me completely, walks straight in like it's nothing, tells me, I'll wait here till someone comes to help. If you find help first, come back for me. If I find something first, I'll come to you. And I left him there. I know how that sounds, but I ran, back through the dark, back toward the truck because I didn't know what else to do anymore. Truck's empty, no Jay, no Leo, no Buddy. I think maybe Jay just missed the spare. Maybe it's back there somewhere and he didn't look hard enough. So I go searching myself, digging around the back of the truck, and I actually find it, the spare wheel, sitting right there, exactly where it should be. Which makes no sense. None. Because Jay told us, clearly, directly, that it wasn't there, that he'd forgotten it. I can't change a truck wheel alone, not in that state, not in the dark, not with my hands shaking the way they were. So I decide, I need Leo. I run back toward the village to get him, except the lights are gone. The village lights that had been visible just a while ago, just gone, like someone had switched them off. I still knew the direction though, so I kept running on memory alone, through pitch dark. I get to the same door, knock, nothing, no Leo, nothing. I check the second house, the one next to it, and that door opens. And it's the old man. Check the second house, the one next to it, and that door opens. He looks at me and he says, I told you to leave your friend. And he shuts the door in my face. I ran back to the truck. I don't even remember the run. Honestly, it's a blur. I sat there, hoping, praying one of them would just walk up out of the dark, hoping the signal would catch so I could call somebody, anybody. Nothing worked. No bars, no signal, nothing. And at some point, I don't even know when, I passed out. Not fell asleep. Passed out from exhaustion, from fear, from all of it at once. My phone woke me up. It was morning. I changed the wheel myself, alone, hands shaking the whole time. Went to check where I'd left Leo. Nobody there, nothing, no sign anyone had ever stood there. I still didn't understand what was happening. Where was Jay? Where was Leo? I decided I need to find that village Jay walked toward in the first place, the one none of this technically started at. On the way, I finally hit a spot with signal. Tried calling both of them, straight to nothing, no rings, nothing. Then my phone rings. It's my boss, furious. Why hadn't the goods arrived? Why hadn't anyone answered their phones? What happened out there? I told him everything, every single detail I just told you. He drove out to me. We went straight to the police, and the police, they were stunned. Told us flatly that nobody had lived in that village for years, abandoned. But I saw that old man open a door, twice, with my own eyes. They searched, days of searching. They never found Leo. They never found Jay. Not a trace, not a scrap of clothing, nothing. And for a while, the police actually suspected me. Thought I'd done something to both of them out there in the dark. I got arrested, questioned, held, but there was nothing. No evidence because there was nothing to find. And to this day, I still don't know what happened that night. I don't know who that old man was or what he was. I don't know why Leo saw a dog and I saw a man. I don't know why the spare wheel was there the whole time. I don't know why the village had lights and then didn't. All I know is I went out with two best friends and I came back alone. So I'll ask you what I ask myself every single time I think about that night. What do you think happened to my friends?